Making a short, sharp exit, an angry crowd threw accusations and eggs at Maltese Prime Minister Joseph Muscat as he escaped Parliament, shrouded by tight security. Hours earlier, his chief of staff and 2 ministers resigned, the fallout of a police investigation gathering pace into the murder of prominent journalist Daphne Caruana Galizia. Caruana Galizia, an investigative reporter described as a one-woman WikiLeaks, was blown up by a car bomb 2 years ago. She had become known for exposing cronyism within the country's political and business elite. Although 3 men face trial for carrying out the murder, the mastermind has not yet been identified. Last week, a suspect believed to be a middleman in the murder was arrested, but the Prime Minister granted a pardon if the man helped find the mastermind. The next morning, a Maltese businessman was apprehended on his luxury yacht, allegedly preparing to flee. The businessman, too, is now reportedly seeking immunity in exchange for cooperating with the police. Protesters say Caruana Galizia was a victim of what they call endemic corruption at the highest levels of Malta's government. Muscat's top aide has been questioned by police over the murder. The other 2 ministers say they were stepping aside until the investigation was over, while denying any involvement in the death. All 3 were accused by Caruana Galizia of corruption. Her family say the Prime Minister is protecting those behind her murder. Muscat has ignored calls for him to quit.
The country needs stability. And my mandate, my actions and decisions in the coming hours and days will be aimed to ensure that stability is maintained.
Protesters say democracy in the country has long been on the slide. The law broken in more ways than one.
Well, Keith Micallef is a journalist with the Times of Malta. He joins us now from the capital, Valletta. Welcome to the programme, Keith. Last night we saw the Prime Minister pelted with eggs. 3 of his allies have already gone. Is he next?
That is the question everybody is asking. The Prime Minister himself had said 2 years ago, when he had won another mandate to govern for 5 years, that this would be his last term. The problem for the Prime Minister is that he's probably made his biggest miscalculation, his biggest error of judgment in his political career. The cause for this minister, this chief of staff, has been there to leave and resign because of their Panama companies initially, which was 3 years ago, for 3 years. And the Prime Minister had vouched and pledged that he would be personally responsible and shoulder responsibility for his decision. Now that these people are under investigation over a contract killing, there is no other way practically for him than resign, because he committed a big miscalculation of judgment, even though many people can't believe he knew absolutely nothing about what was going on.
Now, Daphne Caruana Galizia, she was murdered more than 2 years ago now. When you look back at the events of the past week, how close are we to finally finding out who orchestrated, who ordered her murder?
Undoubtedly, there was a big step forward in the last few days. There have always been suspicions that this could be politically motivated, because Daphne Caruana Galizia primarily wrote on corruption claims involving politicians, and her biggest story, which she was yet to reveal, but she had given notice she was investigating, was this power station corruption claim that politicians had received bribes or were due to receive bribes in return for giving the contract, the lucrative millions of euro contract. The fact that now there are suspects who are openly under interrogation mentioning Mr. Schembri and maybe more cabinet members, it's a big step forward, because before it was more of like speculation, at least in the public eye.
Now, the family of Daphne Caruana Galizia have been very vocal in their criticism of the Prime Minister. What is it exactly that they would like to see from him now?
Of course, they would like him to completely resign, to move away out of the political scene, and to bring the masterminds, those who really were behind this contract killing, to justice. There is speculation that it could have been more than one mastermind. There is speculation that it could have been 2, 3 or 4 persons, possibly politicians, who poured money into a kitty to make this contract killing. There is also Till now, this is just speculation. It could have cost more. It would have cost millions, this killing.
Journalist Keith McAleef from the Times of Malta joining us from the capital, Valletta. Thank you.